This is the new digital world.
The amount of time that other brands have meetings, we've already made tons of.
We're keeping that nimble startup philosophy, even though we're operating at the scale of a $100 million plus brand.
Good morning vlog. This is Jeff Wu. We are here in Las Vegas. I come to Vegas a decent amount, grew up in LA, so it's a short hop over. Really the max you should really do for your own sanity and health is 48 hours. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We got a jam-packed W schedule. We'll link up with Jake, Suga Sean O Malley, and hang out with Arcangel, our latest co-owner of W, and then go to his concert later tonight. Really excited to jam, see what he's up to. He's really tapping into a big demographic of Latinos, Hispanics. It's personally very interesting to me because I grew up learning Spanish. I actually passed out of taking college Spanish because I aced the SAT 2 for Spanish. I'm not very good at speaking it, but I can understand, I can read, I can guess the multiple choice bubbles really, really well because I am a test-taking genius. And of course, tomorrow, the UFC Sphere event. It'll be my first time in the Sphere. Really excited to see what the show is all about. It should be a fun couple of days. I'm gonna take you behind the scenes where we talk business at the forefront of culture. Let's go.
Jeff is like the plug.
This guy's a genius.
Gotta actually eat L's along the way.
I can be helpful, let me know.
Business.
Jeffrey's mic'd up.
Since you guys have demanded it so much, we'll give you a sneak peek of what Jeff Wu Day looks like in Las Vegas. So I wake up, 7:30, boom, I'm instantly in the tub. Shoot some ketone IQ shots to get the brain firing. Of course, we gotta be super, super smart. That's what humans are. We're not the strongest, we're not the fastest, but we're the smartest animals on this planet. And this is the best fuel for that. And then you gotta smell like a winner. The blue flavor. This actually is now the best selling flavor in Walmarts nationwide. The scientific factoid behind scent is that smell is one of the most powerful, emotionally evoking senses that we have as creatures. So if you smell like a winner, that winning aura is emanating off of you, you're gonna win the day. So scrub-a-dub-dub. Look at that blue. I'm winning the day already. All right, we're at the studio shoot. We got Yoandy holding it down. Of course, I think in the day, it's a bunch of actual studio shoots and then in vivo stuff. So I think this playbook of action and just having multiple cameras, multiple shots, multiple looks, extract as much content as possible through a given set piece. That will be the future of how content production will be done. And we're gonna take you behind the scenes to see the magic happen. All right, we're on set with Jake. What are we doing today?
Today we are shooting with Arca, our new W co-owner. Arca walked me out to my fight. He's from Puerto Rico, one of the biggest Latin artists in the world. And so we're officially partnered up on the W side of things, getting some content, photo shoots, video shoots, viral ideas, all that sort of stuff.
I think the interesting thing that I see that we're really setting the pace is that multiple crews, multiple concepts. We have the professional studio back here and then all the social clips. I think to us, this is very native, but when I talk to big company folks, this is the cadence is mind-blowing for them.
Yeah, this is the new digital world. It's much more fast-paced, a little bit less production, but it still feels like a big production at the same time. And being more run and gun, nimble, coming up with ideas on the fly. And a lot of the stuff that promotes brands the best nowadays is simply just 6-second videos, 10-second videos, reels that'll get 30, 40 million views. And that's how you engage with the audience today versus this highly produced commercial where all the lighting is perfect. Everyone's wearing makeup. There's 14 directors. That's not the move anymore.
Yeah, I think we've seen those production shoots. It's like you have an 8-hour shoot day, you get one piece of content.
Yeah.
To me, it's gonna be obvious. There's gonna be Stanford, Harvard Business School case studies of how Jake builds the business around the content, as well as W, all of this stuff. So to me, this is we're almost previewing the future consumer business school studies.
Yeah, I think basically just paving the new way of how brands are built in consumer and growing the empire across the board. There's better, there's W, there's all of these things that are going on, but I love to create things and have it come to life and to disrupt markets. I think W is exactly that, taking out Axe and Old Spice and these old outdated companies where people are just buying it because it's the only product available, and just coming in with new marketing and having a blast doing it.
You guys know Woodie, W CEO. I know that you have a bag full of prototype products, and it's like, I would love to just share the philosophy of how we just do products. I think a lot of times it's like a celebrity brand, just marketing.
No, I think that's one of the awesome things about what we've done launching in Walmart in such a big way. We have access to 90% of American consumers who shop in Walmart every week. So we're getting rapid feedback on our products. And then because we have such a nimble supply chain, we're able to iterate really quickly and react to that feedback with the goal of, locking our formulas in for the long term over the next couple months. So that's what we scale with, but we're always going to be iterating and improving. I think we're keeping that nimble startup philosophy, even though we're operating at the scale of a, $100 million plus brand.
I think that's like the interesting thing that we're playing with, because we have the resources of essentially a national scale launch. I mean, the volumes we're doing are literally at the top tier.
Yep.
But we're moving at startup speed. So how is that hard, or is that just standard? Because I think for me, it just feels like this is just the way you're supposed to do business. I don't feel like
I think I just make it look easy, Jeff. No, I mean, we're pushing people to move at a pace they're not used to moving. Yep. So it's not hard, but it's a lot of staying on top of your partners versus waiting for them to come back to you with stuff. Just a different way of working, but I think everyone's enjoying it. Like, everyone's learning a new gear, which is really fun.
Yeah. Keep pushing, be urgent. Check out the new products.
Yeah, honestly, it'll probably be the best antiperspirant deodorant.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a bold claim. It's amazing.
Constantly iterate, constantly improve.
What we can do as a startup, move fast. So now we got new body wash.
Yeah, I tried the new beads ones, which is great.
Yeah, so this has the new beads in it.
So this is the clay beads versus the jojo.
Yeah, they're exactly. Okay. They're clay beads. And then we got a bunch of pumps.
That's pretty good.
You gotta have hands-on product testing.
This is real time.
Yeah.
It's a little stiff.
Costs all comparable.
It's like all relatively comparable.
Yeah.
Do you like the look of this? Like, if we could get this to
If we can
pump,
get that top,
like,
yeah, this one pumps the best, but this thing is too big. So we could put.
Do you think it looks kind of
13.
interesting with an oversized pump though? It looks.
But also it's going to be on this one, which is smaller.
Okay,
So
so
maybe
it's
like
overly, okay.
But it should be this pump or this thing with
this feel.
that spring.
And then these are natural DO samples for you to try.
So this is these are going to just be
These are
aluminum free.
So it's
All
more
right,
about
so we have
deodorizing.
aluminum free coming for those who don't like aluminum in their deodorant. Personally, I sweat through naturals, but we'll test these out. And this is something that Brandon's going to use.
This is very exciting. Yeah, it's very exciting for me.
This is great. We're gonna be in Whole Foods before we know it.
All right, you guys have seen Matt before. VP brand, founding team of W. I mean, I think the fun thing about just building this brand together is that I think we're blending in the high quality production fidelity stuff, but also just multiple cameras doing all the social, the short, the skits.
Yep.
I mean, I'm curious in terms of your experience building brands in your career. Is that common? Like, to me, this is like automatic.
This is like a velocity that I've just never experienced. I mean, we have 3 crews at the same time capturing multiple things. We have people who are amazing at, ad-libbing, rolling with it, getting really scrappy, but everyone's really professional in terms of how everything comes together and everything looks good at the end of the day. So you would never know when we release this content that it was all shot at the same time in the same place, probably within the span of a couple hours.
Yeah.
Which is, that output is crazy.
Yeah.
Brands plan these things for months. We planned this like a week ago. And here's everyone,
Yeah. But I think that start speed, for me, Silicon Valley shipping speed is just the way we move. I know that's the way Jake likes to move. And I think all of us that have built around, I think we're used to that level of speed. And I think this will just set the playbook and template. I cannot see anyone competing if we do not move at this speed.
You can't beat this kind of momentum.
Yeah.
Other brands just have too many meetings. And the amount of time that other brands have meetings, we've already made 10 things.
Yes.
Did you race Steve yet?
No, I'm racing him on the 29th. I think I can do it, bro. I think he's like a 4.5 type of guy. I'm going to have to run a really good race, but I'm not trying to pull a hammy either.
No shit. Just a 40-yard dash?
Yeah.
I think you practice to start because it's a short.
That's what I mean.
Jim's pretty quick off the 42. I was surprised for a big fella.
Fucking blow my Achilles now.
Hopefully he'll rehydrate too.
153.
Did you do it this morning?
I cut by what, 10, 4 last night, 5 last night?
It's so hard sleeping when you're. That's what I was talking to Jeff about.
The night before, you sleep at 2 a.m.
I sleep at like 2:01 and a half, and then I just drift.
It's like impossible to sleep though. Like I felt good last night, but I just didn't really sleep. My body, like, what's going on here?
It's like a natural high though too. Something about it.
It is something about it.
All right, so we find ourselves off the strip. You can hear behind me. We got Hispanic Latin Reggaeton Festival. Never been before. This is Matt's first time. Take you behind the scenes. All right, we are here backstage. Haven't really been to a concert in quite some time, so back in the music scene. It's a W.
Me pongo loco cuando prendo un blunt. Tú a mí no me conoces. Si no quieres problemas, evite el roce.
Alright, we wrapped Arca's show. Matt.
Big success, great success. The logo was everywhere.
Epic logo placement, some good music. Learn a little bit about my LA Latino heritage. Gotta refresh that Espanol.
Didn't learn many new words, but didn't know many to begin with.
But we're slowly compounding, right? One new word a day.
My Shazam was on the whole time.
What's the next move? Keep the music going.
We have better days.
High expectations, right? High,
Come
high
to
bar.
Mexico. Come to Mexico.
Okay.
You'll see what we
We'll
talk
see,
about.
we'll see.
If you go to Colombia, you might want to stay there.
All right, so we just wrapped with the boys. Got some W aura going. It's been a long day. Got to prep for tomorrow. Get the fuck out. We'll see you tomorrow. Boom, time travel. The fun fact is that we all are time travelers. It's just that we can't control the speed and we go in one direction. Day 2, Saturday. Real excited for tonight. Already had a pretty stacked morning, had to catch up on work, so a lot of emails, phone calls. I know that Jake's getting up to some trouble. I know that the W team has been filming content all morning. W man got married to a stick of deodorant. So a lot of shenanigans. It'll be fun to catch up with everybody. Let's see what the boys are up to. I'm gonna take you guys along, fight day. Let's get into it. So I think 108's on the right side. I could try to shoot you with a phone or something.
Any content you get like zoomed in, like that would be good to get another perspective, especially if there's like a bunch of celebs and Dana's there, and like just the wide angle from your section of me would be great.
Yeah. We will maximize the stunt. We've been hanging out with Imran. What's the best way to describe your role? I mean, you do a lot of things, and you're a MD medical school grad. Like, you have a very interesting career and resume. I'm curious, how do you describe yourself?
I mostly go by my official title with Sean, which is Uncle. Because I wear a lot of hats with him. Yeah, everything outside of fighting. He has the right people for coaching, training, nutrition, all of that, and I fill in the gaps with everything else.
You know, hanging out over the last couple of days here, we're 5-6 hours from the fight. What's kind of the energy vibe for this one? Is it kind of the same business as usual for all the other camps you've been a part of, or?
Absolutely. So this morning started off watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
really?
on TV. Okay. Yeah, we watched about 3 or 4 episodes. Super fun there. And then after that, we switched it to The Longest Yard, Adam Sandler movie. So we watched that for a little bit, and then we watched Bad Boys 2. Yeah, so that kind of goes in line with what I was telling you earlier. You know, Sean's persona online is he just hangs out, makes goofy videos, and then goes and beats up people. Somehow just magically ends up there, but he's incredibly calculated. So just to give you an example preview, obviously I don't want to talk too much out of turn because these are some secrets that he has or advantages, but he has a very disciplined rehydration, refueling strategy. Part of that just means as soon as he's done weighing in, he's not just eating whatever he wants and as much as he wants. So it's almost like calculated by the hour, and he's measuring his weight as he's gaining weight back. So again, without giving too much away, he has experts in every field around him, including Dan Garner, who's his nutritionist, and he's following the protocol all the way to the fight.
Yeah, and it's not a surprise. I mean, I feel like when there's smart leaders or athletes, they usually can select great people, and I would say that yourself included. I mean, I think we originally connected through having Sean join as a W co-owner, but I think from working together to make that happen, I think we just realized that I think your business prowess and experience across full stack of business and ventures is just very interesting. You were like Ashton Kutcher's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach and training partner.
Not coach.
Training partner. Because I think you're very low-key and humble, but I think your breadth of coverage is actually impressive. The fact that I think Sean could see that and you can see that in Sean, I think just is a testament of like quality, like can see quality.
I appreciate that. It's actually a full circle moment because he's the one, it was because of him that I found out more about you and Jake. And I think I mentioned that to you, I think second or third time we talked. But kind of going back to Sean, he's an incredibly fascinating person because he barely graduated high school. Actually, he dropped out and then took some courses back then, or afterwards. But he's a perpetual student. So 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago, after he got into the UFC, he just wanted to just learn. And he was learning before that as well, but that's when I really got to know him. And so he was listening to podcasts, reading books that were recommended by people on those podcasts and people that he looked up to. And I don't know if he realizes, but he probably is learning more now than he ever would have if he was still in school.
100%.
So that's the really cool part about it. And I've just been so fortunate, like through him and the ecosystem, meeting people like you and just being able to like talk to people and like learn from their respective skill set or expertise, kind of bring it all together. But going back to, again, talking about Sean, one of the biggest things is, again, like on the surface, you look at his Instagram, you see rainbow colored hair, you see face tattoos, you see, videos that are just very lighthearted, comedic videos, right? And then you also have this side of him that is, reading every single day, journaling every single day, meditating every single day. And he's recently started talking about journaling publicly, like in terms of fighting. But that's also a competitive advantage that he's had. Like, if you go to his room now, he can pull out the journal from last fight camp, know exactly what he was feeling, know exactly where his body was like, know exactly what he was eating, know exactly his weight. And all those things, I think, for most people, are things that they didn't expect. And initially, when I started learning these things about him, I was very confused. Because in my world, I'm thinking, you're either this or you're that. And Sean is a testament to not being mutually exclusive in those categories. Right. So you can have a persona, you can be goofy, funny, and have all these lighthearted things. And when it's time to step up, you step up. And so he's one of the most interesting human beings in that regard, because it just completely shattered any kind of like perception that I had with that. And he continues to evolve, right? Like, we went to school, grad school and school after high school, and you get to do things and you get to hang out, make mistakes, and like learn and evolve, and all within the comfort of your own home or private setting. Right. He did that publicly. Right. So for him to continue on that with all the fame, with all of the pressure, with all of the attention and the money, like it's incredible. So. Yeah. A couple phrases recently that sort of really stick out for me with Sean. One, he's confident, but he's not cocky. So you've been around him enough to understand that like he's very confident in his fighting skills. But if you're like, hey, if you were to fight 2 weight classes above, which is his quote unquote walking around weight or natural weight, he'll be the first to say, I would get destroyed, I would get killed. Versus, I think, most fighters who would say, no, I can beat every single person on the face of this earth. Like, and that, I think, is cocky, right? Yep. So he's very confident going into this fight, but he also understands it's a fight. And he has to prepare to the best of his ability to get there. The other one is he's inspirational, but not aspirational. So when you talk to him and you realize, this is a young man from Helena, Montana, who did not have like the private school setting with, coaches that were, paid hundreds of thousands of dollars and kind of put in that outlier path, right? Like from Malcolm Gladwell's book, to like succeed in athletic capacity, you wonder like, how did he make it? And, obviously he has talent, but a lot of it is his discipline.
Yeah.
Which again, most people don't see, and I've been super fortunate to be able to see it.
Yeah, I think that's like where I feel super lucky that I get to work with you and Sean, and just you see what greatness looks like. And I think I speak for a person, when I meet good people, it's like, damn, I can steal their little tactic here, just absorb the best from everybody you can meet. And just it inspires me to like up my game, right? I'm sure like you work with Sean, you go, damn, that's interesting. Like he's grinding here, and he can have that duality of being like a character.
One of the things that makes what I do, again, as his uncle, is easy is he only does what he wants to do that will be authentic to him. So for example, when you guys reached out regarding W, when we spoke, and as soon as we got off the phone, he immediately just started brainstorming content ideas. Like right away, like that's where his brain went to. And he's been, very good with his money to the point where he can make those choices. He's not doing it for a paycheck. He's not doing it because he has to. And so I think that is, to be honest, I just sit back and watch. I've told you this before. I have a front row seat.
See, I think Imran's too humble. I think I'm sure a lot of the success and planning and strategy is due to your contribution.
As a sounding board, possibly, to be able to digest that, his feelings and the information and whatnot, and I can add value from like the relationship perspective, like for example, understanding what is meaningful for a brand, because I have my own brand and we have dealt with other fighters in the past, so I understand what goes a little bit more or what goes further with brands in that respect. But it's really fun because honestly it's not hard. Like he doesn't want to do things that he doesn't want to do. He doesn't have to do them, and so it's great.
Taking up enough of your time, I know it's literally fight day, so thanks for hanging out. Woody, what do you think?
Wild. It's gonna be crazy.
Just got back from the Sphere. Tough night, tough end to a weekend. But I was actually texting with Imran a little bit, and Sean will rebuild and come back. And that's truly the championship mindset. Sometimes in life, especially if you're looking to change history, break records, you're gonna have some setbacks, you're gonna have some L's along the way. And I think that's a true ethos behind W. It's not always just about being invincible, invulnerable, undefeated. It's about always bouncing back, having that championship attitude so you can be a winner in the long run. Sean embodies that confidence to rebuild, always come back. Obviously, much more fun for celebrating tonight, but we'll move on. The event itself was really cool. It was my first time at the Sphere, and I think that will be the future of live entertainment. And what I mean by that is that there was really nice integration with the digital fictional background, which was essentially almost like 180, maybe even more than 180 coverage in your visual field. And then you had the live actual event, the combat, the sport itself, right in the center. The sound quality was big. It's just hard to capture the magnitude of the Sphere. It's one of those things where like it just looks way more impressive in person. Capturing a sunset or going to a national park, you take a photo of it and it just looks shitty. That's probably the experience if you haven't been to the Sphere. It just looks kind of stupid, but it's cool. I recommend it. And I think that on the business side, all right, as a $2.3 billion project, I think it's very, very expensive. I think it's a very big money losing proposition. But as that cost comes down, I could see it being really a cool way to experience live events. I think it's cool to go there to watch a movie, but I think the integration of live sport competition plus the photorealistic screen, in some sense it feels like something from the future. So that's pretty inspirational for me, as I think more and more about me coming from the software digital world, but getting more and more interested in real life physical spaces, crowds, community, all of that stuff. So something very valuable to tuck away and maybe one day I'll build my own sphere and host my own events there. As always, appreciate all the comments, all the love. Devin was just reminding me that our analytics show that a lot of you are watching, not subscribing. So click that button to subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Jeff Wu out.